Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, my name is Claudia, and please go ahead, subscribe, and like this video, and turn on your post notifications. Follow me on Instagram, it will be linked down and below. And let's get right into this video. So today's video is going to be me recommending books for you guys to read this summer. Yes, we're going to be inside a lot this summer because quarantine, coronavirus, etc. But reading is a good way to pass the time, and there are certain books that I feel like you guys should read because they're really good. There is one book, I'm going to mention this first because I don't actually have this book. I had to go to the library and get it. It's a series. It's the Lemony Snicket. It's by Lemony Snicket, and it's titled A Series of Unfortunate Events. I've read the series twice, and it's really good. And there's a series on Netflix that you should watch after you've read the books. But it's a really good series about these children whose family died in a fire, they're orphans, their uncles after them running, etc., etc. So definitely go check that book out. But let's go into the books that I do have. So the first one that I have is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. This might be like the only informational book that I have to offer to recommend you guys to read this summer. This I've read twice. Once I had to read it for school, and then the other time I just read it for fun. It is very beneficial. It does help you with goal setting, with learning how to keep improving yourself, and it tells you what to prioritize, I guess you could say, or help you prioritize, and also has these cool little baby steps, I guess you could say. I'm trying to get it into the light. And they ask you questions, and you can write in the book. As you can tell, I've highlighted in the book quite a bunch of times. It's a very good book, and I do recommend reading this summer if you want to read it. It's by Sean Covey. I don't know how to say his last name, but that is definitely a good book. The next book I recommend is Letting Anna Go. It is written by Anonymous. She has another book called Go Ask Alice, and I think a couple other books. This book is written about a girl who does run track, and she wants to be skinny, and she wants to be approved by society, and she thinks the only way she can do that is by eating less, running a lot more, and etc. And it shows how bad of a habit that can be and how dangerous it can be. So it's a very big eye-opener on stuff like that, but it's a really good book. It does have a sad ending, however, but I would suggest reading this because it's very good. The next book I have to read is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I also had to read this for school last year or the year before, and it was very slow, I will admit. It does take a while for it to get interesting, but it is super funny once it gets interesting. It's about this guy. These people are in this reality where there's this big game, and there's a prize, and everyone's trying to get after it, and he cracks the code or whatever he's trying to, and he's getting really close, and he's the only person that's ever been able to. And these people are running after him, and he falls in love with someone all in a game. It's crazy, and it's funny. There are some really funny parts. It does, however, have a lot of language in the book, so if you aren't a fan of that, I would definitely recommend going through and crossing out everything, or when you're going through it reading it the first time, cross out everything if you don't want to see it the next time. There is a movie to this. It is just as funny as the book. I definitely will say I like the movie more than the book because it takes so long to get interesting in the book. See? Look how big that is. So, and not all books that are this big take that long to get interesting. It's just this book. I didn't enjoy it because it was a game movie until later on. Next book I have for you guys is Just Like the Movies by Kelly Feuer. This is a super good book. I got it from my birthday. I just messed up my whole sentence there. I got this book for my birthday last year or the year before from a friend, and it's about these two girls who, one has a boyfriend, one likes this other guy, and they don't know what to do to get them interested, or the girl with the boyfriend, she doesn't feel like he loves her because he's never said I love you, and she's trying to get him to say I love you. and the other girl is trying to get the other guy's attention. So what they do is they know all these bunch of romantic movies, and they try and play scenes off as if those movies are. It's super cringy and super cheesy, but I love it. It's such a good book. I've read it a bunch of times. Like, if I'm going on a trip, I bring this book. It's the best book. I would definitely recommend reading that if you are into those cute little cheesy movies. I mean, even if you're not, it's still a good book to read. The next is a series, another series by Neil Schusterman. This I got from my school, so I actually did not read the first book or the other books. I've only read this one. It's called Unwind, and I really want to buy the other books because I bought this in the middle of the series, and it's a super good book. This book pretty much is about unwinding, and unwinding in this book means that you're killing off one of your kids, pretty much. Like, you're getting sacrificed. And it's about these 3 or 4 kids are like the main characters, and they escape getting unwound or whatever, and 2 of them eventually fall in love, and it's a crazy thing. It's just a crazy book. It's very hard to explain this book, but I would definitely recommend. It does look creepy though, but recommend reading this. I'm gonna try and order the other book that I would definitely. Okay, the last 2 are series. I don't have the first one because my grandma was borrowing it because she wants to read it, but the rest there, it's The Maze Runner, and these are the best books in the entire world. I love them so much. I'm hooked on them. Like, I don't, because I've read them all in order now. This is my favorite one. The Scorched Trials is my favorite, and I think The Kill Order is my next favorite because, oh my goodness, it makes me cry. That's all I have to say. It makes me cry a lot. Pretty much, it's sci-fi. I will say that. It's by James Dashner. That's Maze Runner. It's about these like smart kids that get put in a maze, and they have to try and get out, and people get killed, and there's crazy monster things. It's really hard to explain these books, but it's just very intense and very, like, the Scorched Trials, I couldn't read it at night. Like, it was scary to read at night, but I did it anyway. And it's not, like, really scary. It's just, like, the thought, like, this could happen is very scary because they have these people named Cranks on their thing in the book, and they're, like, cannibal people. So it's, like, zombies. And I was just, like, it was very descriptive on how, like, these people were. And I was just so, I didn't want to read at night, but it's also so addicting that I couldn't stop. So I was, like, when I was sleeping, I was just like, I can't go to sleep. Okay. The last book series I recommend you guys reading this summer are the Harry Potter series. This is the second book. My sister is currently reading the first one. These are my books. I have all of them. They are super, except for the last one. They are all really good, though. I've read all of them once or twice. At least all of them twice. Some of the other ones I've read more than once. But I definitely recommend it because it's very... Who is it written by? The Howling. J.K.R. Howling, I think it is. I don't even know. It doesn't have it on. Rowling. It's so old that it's worn out. But I do recommend reading these because it's super fun, wizard. Everyone likes that type of stuff. So, definitely go check those out. And, I would like you guys to let me... I'm like, keep tripping over my words today. But let me know down in the comments if you've read any of these books or if you're going to read any of these books. I would definitely recommend reading all of these. My favorite, however, I would have to say is The Scorched Trials or Letting Anna Go, because these 2 books are so good. This one is more of like fiction, blah blah blah, so that's why I like it. So it's 2 different genres, but this is still really good. This one is more of this could actually happen, and it was very good for me to read because it's not that I think that I'm bad or anything, it's that society has us making us think that we have to look a certain way and act a certain way to fit in and for people to like us, and it's very eye-opening to see how changing yourself to fit in can really harm you and cause damage to you. So I would definitely recommend reading this. It's a really good book. 2 of my favorite books. But I hope you like this video. It's very short, very, just a little bit of information. Hope you guys liked it. Also, I did get a light, so if my quality of image or like my video quality is really good, please let me know down in the comments as well. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.